I want to
A
start with
bold
something that is
claim,
going to sound
one that demands
controversial.
our
Eggs are not the best protein for building muscle. I know. Eggs have been called the gold standard of protein for decades. Every
essential for
fitness
vital
expert,
organs and
every
vitality,
nutritionist,
the
every
true
bodybuilder
source of
swears
power.
by eggs. But what if I told you there are 7 proteins that are actually
Eggs
superior
provide
to
protein,
eggs
vitamins,
for
and amino
rebuilding
acids,
muscle,
but steak offers
especially as we age? Now, before you think I have lost my mind, let me be clear. Eggs are excellent. They are nutritious, affordable, and convenient. But they are not the only option. And for some people, they are not even the best option. As we get older, our muscles become less responsive to protein. We need specific types of protein in specific amounts to trigger muscle growth and prevent the muscle loss that leads to weakness, frailty, and loss of independence. The proteins I'm about to share with you have advantages that eggs simply cannot match. Some are absorbed faster. Some contain higher levels of specific amino acids that are critical for older muscles. Some are easier to digest. Some provide additional nutrients that support muscle health in ways eggs do not. Today, I'm going to walk you through these 7 superior proteins and explain exactly why they rebuild muscle faster than eggs. This information could be the key to maintaining your strength, vitality, and independence for decades to come. Greek yogurt. Now, I know yogurt does not sound as powerful as a thick steak or a grilled chicken breast, but Greek yogurt has specific properties that make it superior to eggs for muscle building in certain situations. First, let me talk about the protein content. 1 cup of plain Greek yogurt provides about 20 millimolars of protein. That is more than 3 large eggs, which provide about 18 d. I buy treats. So, right off the bat, Greek yogurt gives you more protein per serving. But the amount of protein is only part of the story. What really matters is the type of protein and how your body uses it. Greek yogurt contains 2 types of protein. About 20% is whey protein, which digests quickly. About 80% is casein protein, which digests very slowly. This combination is incredibly powerful for muscle building because it provides both immediate and sustained amino acid delivery. When you eat Greek yogurt, the whey protein is absorbed within 30 to 60 minutes. Your blood amino acid levels spike rapidly, which triggers muscle protein synthesis. Your muscles sense this influx of amino acids and respond by building new proteins. Then, over the next 6 to 8 hours, the casein protein slowly releases amino acids into your bloodstream. This sustained release keeps muscle protein synthesis elevated for much longer than a single spike would. Compare this to eggs. Egg protein is absorbed at a moderate rate, faster than casein, but slower than whey. You get 1 moderate spike in amino acids that lasts a few hours. With Greek yogurt, you get both the immediate spike and the prolonged elevation. For muscle building, especially as we age when our muscles are less responsive to protein, this extended delivery is incredibly valuable. Here is another advantage of Greek yogurt. It contains probiotics, which are beneficial bacteria that support gut health. Your gut is where you absorb nutrients, including the amino acids from protein. If your gut health is compromised, you do not absorb protein as efficiently. The probiotics in Greek yogurt improve gut health, which means you absorb more of the amino acids you consume. This makes Greek yogurt not just a source of protein, but also a protein absorption enhancer. Greek yogurt is also rich in calcium, providing about 200 to 300 milligrams per cup. Calcium is essential for muscle contraction. Every time your muscles contract, calcium floods into the muscle cells to trigger the contraction. Without adequate calcium, your muscles cannot contract forcefully. By eating calcium-rich foods like Greek yogurt, you support optimal muscle function. Greek yogurt provides several B vitamins, including B12, which is crucial for nerve function and red blood cell production. It contains phosphorus, which is important for energy production in cells, and it provides iodine, which supports thyroid function. Your thyroid regulates your metabolism, including how efficiently your body uses protein to build muscle. Here is something particularly important for older adults. Greek yogurt is generally easier to digest than eggs for many people. As we age, our digestive enzyme production decreases. Some people develop sensitivities to eggs, particularly the proteins in egg whites. Greek yogurt, because it contains probiotics and is already partially broken down through fermentation, tends to be gentler on the digestive system. If you can digest and absorb your protein source better, you get more benefit from it. The versatility of Greek yogurt is another major advantage. You can eat it plain, which provides pure protein without added sugars. You can mix in fruit for carbohydrates and antioxidants. You can add nuts or seeds for healthy fats. You can use it as a base for smoothies. You can even use it as a substitute for sour cream or mayonnaise in recipes. This versatility makes it easy to consume Greek yogurt consistently, which is what matters most for building muscle. Now, let me address the different types of Greek yogurt: full fat, low fat, and fat-free. Which is best? For muscle building, I generally recommend low-fat Greek yogurt. The small amount of fat helps with satiety and the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, but it is not so much fat that it significantly slows protein digestion or adds excessive calories. Full-fat Greek yogurt is fine if you need the extra calories. Fat-free Greek yogurt is also fine, though it may be less satisfying. One critical point: make sure you are buying plain Greek yogurt, not flavored varieties with added sugars. Flavored Greek yogurt can contain 15 to 20 grams of added sugar, which undermines the health benefits. If you want sweetness, add your own fruit or a small amount of honey. How should you use Greek yogurt for muscle building? The best time is either first thing in the morning to break your overnight fast or right before bed. Because of the slow-digesting casein protein, Greek yogurt consumed before bed provides your muscles with amino acids throughout the night, which helps prevent overnight muscle breakdown. Many people do both. Greek yogurt with fruit and nuts for breakfast, and another cup of plain Greek yogurt before bed. For maximum muscle building, aim for 1 to 2 cups of Greek yogurt per day. That provides 20 to 40 grams of high-quality protein with the perfect combination of fast and slow digestion. Cottage cheese. And this often overlooked protein source is an absolute powerhouse for muscle building. Cottage cheese has several advantages over eggs that make it particularly effective for fighting age-related muscle loss. Let me start with the protein content. 1 cup of low-fat cottage cheese provides about 24 to 28 grams of protein. That is significantly more than 3 large eggs. But again, the quantity is only part of the story. What really sets cottage cheese apart is the type of protein it contains. Like Greek yogurt, cottage cheese is extremely high in casein protein. In fact, cottage cheese is about 80 to 85% casein. This slow-digesting protein creates a sustained release of amino acids that can last 6 to 8 hours or even longer. For muscle building, especially overnight when your body goes many hours without food, this sustained amino acid delivery is incredibly valuable. Here is what happens when you eat cottage cheese before bed. As you sleep, your body is in a mild fasting state. Without food coming in, your body needs amino acids for various functions, including immune system support, hormone production, and tissue repair. If those amino acids are not available from food, your body breaks down muscle protein to get them. This overnight muscle breakdown is one reason why people lose muscle as they age. But when you eat cottage cheese before bed, you provide your body with a steady supply of amino acids throughout the night. Your body does not need to break down muscle because it has amino acids readily available. In fact, the amino acids from cottage cheese can actually support muscle protein synthesis during sleep, which means you are building muscle while you sleep rather than losing it. Research has specifically looked at casein protein consumption before bed, and the results are impressive. Studies show that eating casein-rich foods like cottage cheese before bed increases muscle protein synthesis during sleep, improves overnight recovery, and leads to greater muscle mass gains over time compared to not eating before bed. Cottage cheese also provides substantial amounts of calcium, about 125 to 150 per cup. As we discussed with Greek yogurt, calcium is essential for muscle contraction. It also supports bone health, which is critical because strong bones and strong muscles work together. You cannot maintain one without the other. Cottage cheese contains selenium, which is an antioxidant mineral that protects cells from damage. It provides phosphorus, which is important for energy production and bone health. And it contains several B vitamins, particularly B12 and riboflavin, which support energy metabolism and red blood cell production. Here is another advantage of cottage cheese. It has a very high thermic effect, meaning your body burns a significant number of calories just digesting and processing it. Protein in general has a higher thermic effect than carbohydrates or fats, but casein protein seems to have an especially high thermic effect. This means that eating cottage cheese actually boosts your metabolism temporarily, which can help with maintaining a healthy weight while building muscle. The sodium content of cottage cheese is something to be aware of. Regular cottage cheese can be quite high in sodium, sometimes 400 to 800 milliliters per cup. For most people, this is not a problem, especially if the rest of your diet is relatively low in sodium. But if you are watching your sodium intake, look for low sodium or no salt added cottage cheese, which has significantly less sodium while providing all the same protein benefits. Now, let me address taste, because this is what holds some people back from eating cottage cheese. Regular cottage cheese has a lumpy texture and a tangy flavor that not everyone loves, but there are ways to make it more palatable. You can blend cottage cheese until smooth, which creates a texture similar to Greek yogurt or sour cream. You can mix in fruit, particularly berries or pineapple. You can add a drizzle of honey or a sprinkle of cinnamon. Some people mix cottage cheese with salsa for a savory snack. You can also use cottage cheese in cooking. Blend it and use it as a base for protein pancakes. Mix it into scrambled eggs for extra protein and creaminess. Use it as a filling for stuffed peppers or lasagna. Layer it in parfaits with fruit and granola. The versatility makes it easy to incorporate into your diet regularly. Different types of cottage cheese provide different amounts of protein. Small curd, large curd, low fat, and full fat all have slightly different protein contents. Generally, low-fat cottage cheese has the highest protein concentration, because removing some of the fat makes room for more protein. But any type of cottage cheese is excellent for muscle building. How much should you eat? For muscle building, especially for older adults, I recommend 1 to 2 cups per day. 1 cup before bed is ideal for providing overnight muscle support. You can have another cup during the day as a snack or mixed into meals. One more thing about cottage cheese, because it is so high in casein, it keeps you feeling full and satisfied for hours. This makes it excellent for appetite control, which can be helpful if you are trying to maintain a healthy weight while building muscle. You do not want to gain excessive body fat, but you also need adequate calories to support muscle growth. Cottage cheese helps you hit that sweet spot by providing lots of protein and satiety without excessive calories. Wild-caught salmon. And this fish is exceptional for muscle building in ways that eggs simply cannot match. Salmon provides not just protein, but also other nutrients that are absolutely critical for muscle health, recovery, and growth. Let me start with the protein content. A 4 oz serving of wild-caught salmon provides about 25 to 30 grams of high-quality, complete protein. That is more protein than 4 large eggs. But what really sets salmon apart is not just the amount of protein, but what comes along with it. Salmon is one of the richest sources of omega-3 fatty acids you can eat. A 4 oz serving provides over 1,500 to 2,000 ladidilars of EPA and DHA, which are the long-chain omega-3s that have the most powerful effects on health. These omega-3s are game-changers for muscle building, especially as we age. Here is why omega-3s matter so much. As we get older, our muscles become less responsive to the anabolic signals from protein and exercise. This is called anabolic resistance. You can eat plenty of protein and do resistance training, but your muscles do not respond as robustly as they did when you were younger. You need more protein and more stimulus to achieve the same muscle-building effect. Omega-3 fatty acids help overcome this anabolic resistance. Research has shown that omega-3 supplementation enhances muscle protein synthesis in older adults. The omega-3s make muscle cells more sensitive to amino acids and to anabolic hormones like insulin. This means that when you eat protein, your muscles are better able to use that protein to build new muscle tissue. In practical terms, omega-3s make every gram of protein you eat more effective. Omega-3s also reduce inflammation throughout your body. Chronic inflammation is one of the primary drivers of muscle loss with aging. When your body is inflamed, it shifts into a catabolic state where muscle breakdown exceeds muscle building. Omega-3s help reverse this by reducing inflammatory signaling molecules called cytokines. Less inflammation means a better environment for muscle growth and maintenance, but salmon provides even more benefits beyond omega-3s. It is one of the best food sources of vitamin D. A 4 oz serving provides 600 to 800 international units of vitamin D, which is close to or exceeds the recommended daily intake. Vitamin D is absolutely crucial for muscle function. It helps muscles respond to nerve signals, contract forcefully, and maintain their mass. Low vitamin D levels are associated with muscle weakness, poor balance, increased fall risk, and accelerated muscle loss. Salmon also contains several B vitamins, particularly vitamin B12, niacin, and vitamin B6. These vitamins are involved in energy metabolism, protein synthesis, and red blood cell production. Vitamin B12 is especially important for nerve function. Your muscles need healthy nerves to receive signals from your brain, telling them when to contract. Without adequate B12, nerve function deteriorates, which impairs muscle function. Salmon provides selenium, which acts as an antioxidant and supports thyroid function. It contains potassium, which is essential for muscle contraction and nerve signaling. And it provides astaxanthin, the compound that gives wild salmon its pink color. Astaxanthin is a powerful antioxidant that has been shown to reduce muscle fatigue and improve recovery after exercise. Here is another advantage of salmon. The protein in salmon is extremely easily digested and absorbed. Fish protein in general is considered one of the most bioavailable proteins, meaning your body can use a very high percentage of the amino acids you consume. Some proteins, particularly plant proteins, are less bioavailable because they contain compounds that interfere with digestion. Salmon protein has no such barriers. Your body can efficiently break it down and absorb the amino acids. Now, I specifically recommend wild-caught salmon over farmed salmon. Wild salmon eat a natural diet of small fish and krill, which gives them higher levels of omega-3 fatty acids and vitamin D. They also have a better omega-3 to omega-6 ratio. Farmed salmon are often fed a diet based on grains and plant oils, which results in lower omega-3 content and more omega-6 fatty acids. Omega-6 fatty acids can promote inflammation when consumed in excess. So, you want to maximize omega-3s and minimize omega-6s. Wild salmon also contains fewer contaminants and no antibiotics or artificial colors. The pink color of wild salmon comes from their natural diet. The pink color of farmed salmon often comes from dye added to their feed. If you can afford it, wild Alaskan salmon is your best choice. It is sustainably harvested, carefully monitored for contaminants, and provides maximum nutritional value. If fresh wild salmon is too expensive, canned wild salmon is an excellent alternative. It provides all the same protein, omega-3s, and vitamin D at a fraction of the cost. A small can costs about $4 to $6 and provides 2 servings. This makes salmon accessible even on a tight budget. How should you prepare salmon for muscle building? The methods are endless. Bake it with lemon and herbs. Grill it with a glaze. Pan-sear it for a crispy exterior. Poach it gently in broth. The key is not to overcook it. Salmon is best when it is still slightly translucent in the very center. Overcooking makes it dry and less enjoyable. For canned salmon, you can eat it straight from the can. Mix it into salads, make salmon cakes or patties, or add it to pasta dishes. The bones in canned salmon are soft and edible, providing a bonus dose of calcium. How often should you eat salmon? For maximum muscle-building benefit, I recommend at least 2 to 3 times per week. Each serving provides such a concentrated dose of protein, omega-3s, and vitamin D that even this modest frequency makes a significant impact. If you enjoy salmon and your budget allows, eating it more often is even better. One more point about salmon versus eggs. While both are excellent protein sources, salmon has the clear advantage of omega-3s and vitamin D. Eggs contain almost no omega-3s unless they come from hens fed an omega-3 enriched diet. And even then, the amounts are modest. Eggs contain some vitamin D, but nowhere near the amount in salmon. For older adults who need every advantage they can get for building and maintaining muscle, salmon is the superior choice. Whey protein powder. Now, I know this is a supplement rather than a whole food, but it absolutely deserves a place on this list because whey protein has specific properties that make it more effective than eggs for stimulating muscle growth, particularly in older adults. Let me explain what makes whey protein so special. Whey is a byproduct of cheese making. When milk is processed into cheese, it separates into curds and whey. The whey is then filtered and dried into powder form. What results is one of the most protein-dense, easily absorbed, and muscle-building proteins you can consume. 1 scoop of whey protein powder, typically about 30 grams, provides 20 to 25 grams of pure protein. That is more protein than 3 large eggs. And it comes with almost no fat or carbohydrates unless they have been added. This means you are getting concentrated protein without extra calories, which is ideal if you are trying to build muscle while maintaining or losing body fat. But the amount of protein is not what makes whey superior to eggs. What really sets whey apart is the speed of absorption and the amino acid profile. Whey protein is absorbed incredibly quickly, typically within 30 to 60 minutes of consumption. Your blood amino acid levels spike rapidly and dramatically. This rapid spike is exactly what you want for triggering muscle protein synthesis. Here is what happens in your body when amino acid levels spike. Your muscles sense the sudden abundance of amino acids and interpret this as a signal to grow. They ramp up muscle protein synthesis, which is the process by which your body builds new muscle proteins to maintain and increase muscle tissue. This muscle protein synthesis remains elevated for the next 3 to 4 hours after consuming whey protein. Compare this to eggs. Egg protein is absorbed at a moderate rate over 2 to 3 hours. You get a more gradual rise in amino acids and a less dramatic signal to your muscles. For building muscle, especially when your muscles are already less responsive due to age, the stronger signal from whey protein is more effective. Whey protein is also exceptionally rich in leucine, which is the most important amino acid for stimulating muscle protein synthesis. Leucine acts as a trigger that tells your muscles to start building new proteins. One scoop of whey protein typically contains about 2.5 to 3 GIs of leucine. Eggs contain about 0.5 grind of leucine per egg, so you would need to eat 5 or 6 eggs to match the leucine content of 1 scoop of whey. As we age, our muscles require more leucine to trigger muscle protein synthesis. This is part of that anabolic resistance we talked about earlier. Young muscles might respond to 1.5 to 2 GB of leucine. Older muscles often need 2.5 to 3 GE or more. Whey protein provides this higher leucine dose in a convenient package. Whey protein also contains all the essential amino acids in optimal ratios. It is considered a complete protein of the highest quality. Your body can use whey protein extremely efficiently for building muscle tissue. Very little of the protein goes to waste. Here is another advantage of whey protein. It is incredibly convenient. You can mix it with water, milk, or a plant-based beverage, and have a high-protein drink ready in seconds. This convenience means you are more likely to actually consume it consistently. For older adults who might not have the appetite or energy to prepare protein-rich meals multiple times per day, whey protein shakes are a game-changer. Whey protein is also very easy to digest for most people. It is already in a partially broken-down form, so your digestive system does not have to work as hard to extract the amino acids. This is particularly valuable for older adults whose digestive enzyme production has decreased with age. Now, there are different types of whey protein: whey concentrate, whey isolate, and whey hydrolysate. Whey concentrate is the least processed and contains about 70 to 80% protein along with some lactose and fat. Whey isolate is more processed and contains about 90% protein or higher with very little lactose or fat. Whey hydrolysate is whey that has been partially broken down into smaller peptides, which may be absorbed even faster. For muscle building, whey isolate or concentrate both work excellently. Isolate is a better choice if you are lactose intolerant, because most of the lactose has been removed. Hydrolysate may offer a slight advantage in terms of absorption speed, but it is typically more expensive, and the practical difference is minimal for most people. How should you use whey protein for muscle building? The most effective times are right after exercise and first thing in the morning. After exercise, your muscles are particularly receptive to amino acids. Consuming whey protein within 30 to 60 minutes after training maximizes muscle protein synthesis and supports recovery. First thing in the morning after an overnight fast, your body needs amino acids. A whey protein shake provides them immediately. Many people also have a whey protein shake between meals as a snack to increase their total daily protein intake. This is a smart strategy because hitting your daily protein target is crucial for building muscle. And whey protein makes it easy to add 20 to 50 grams of protein to your day without much effort. How much whey protein should you use? For older adults, I typically recommend 1 to 2 scoops per day. 1 scoop after training or first thing in the morning. If you are struggling to meet your daily protein needs, a second scoop as a snack or added to a meal can be very helpful. This provides 40 to 50 grams of high-quality protein, which when combined with protein from whole foods, helps you reach the 1.0 to 1.2 g of protein per kilogram of body weight per day that older adults need. One concern some people have is whether protein powder is safe or natural. Whey protein is a food product, not a drug or a synthetic chemical. It is simply the protein extracted from milk. It has been extensively studied and is considered safe for healthy adults. The idea that protein powder damages your kidneys or liver is a myth that has been thoroughly debunked by research, at least in people without pre-existing kidney disease. When buying whey protein, look for products that are third-party tested for purity and quality. Look for simple ingredient lists without a lot of artificial additives. Unflavored or vanilla-flavored whey tends to have fewer additives than chocolate or exotic flavors, though flavor is a personal preference. Lean beef. And this protein source has several advantages over eggs that make it exceptionally effective for building muscle, particularly as we age. Beef has been unfairly demonized in recent years, but the science is clear. Lean beef is one of the most nutrient-dense muscle-building proteins you can eat. Let me start with the protein content. A 4 oz serving of lean beef, such as top-round sirloin or tenderloin, provides about 28 to 32 g of high-quality complete protein. That is significantly more than 4 large eggs. Beef protein contains all the essential amino acids and optimal ratios, and it is extremely bioavailable, meaning your body can efficiently digest and use it. But what really sets beef apart is the additional nutrients it provides alongside the protein. Beef is one of the richest sources of several nutrients that are absolutely critical for muscle health, and many of these nutrients are either absent or present in much lower amounts in eggs. First, let me talk about creatine. Beef is one of the best food sources of creatine. A 4 oz serving provides about 1 to 1.5 g of creatine. Creatine is a compound that helps your muscles produce energy during high-intensity activity. It does this by helping regenerate ATP, which is the energy currency your cells use. When you have more creatine in your muscles, they can generate more force and sustain activity for longer. Creatine also directly supports muscle protein synthesis and helps muscles retain water, which makes them fuller and more functional. Research has consistently shown that creatine supplementation increases muscle mass and strength, especially in older adults. By eating beef regularly, you are getting creatine from food, which supplements any creatine your body naturally produces. Eggs contain very little creatine because creatine is found primarily in muscle tissue. So, beef has a clear advantage here. Beef is also exceptionally rich in iron, specifically heme iron, which is the most easily absorbed form. A 4 oz serving of beef provides about 2 to 3 milligrams of iron. Iron is essential for producing hemoglobin, which carries oxygen in your blood. Your muscles need oxygen to function properly. Without adequate iron, you become anemic, which leads to fatigue, weakness, and poor exercise performance. All of these interfere with your ability to build muscle. Heme iron from meat is absorbed at a rate of 15% to 35% compared to non-heme iron from plants, which is absorbed at only 2% to 20%. So, the iron in beef is not just more abundant, but also more bioavailable than iron from plant sources. Eggs contain some iron, but much less than beef. And egg iron is non-heme iron, with lower absorption rates. Beef is also one of the best sources of zinc. A 4 oz serving provides about 4 to 6 milligrams of zinc. Zinc is crucial for protein synthesis, immune function, and hormone production. It supports the production of testosterone and growth hormone, both of which are important for muscle growth. Zinc also helps with wound healing and tissue repair. For building and maintaining muscle, adequate zinc is essential. Like iron, the zinc in beef is in a highly bioavailable form. Your body absorbs zinc from meat much more efficiently than zinc from plant sources. Eggs contain some zinc, but again, much less than beef. Beef provides substantial amounts of several B vitamins, particularly vitamin B12, niacin, and vitamin B6. Vitamin B12 is essential for nerve function and red blood cell production. A 4 oz serving of beef provides well over 100% of your daily B12 needs. Niacin supports energy metabolism and helps your body convert food into usable energy. Vitamin B6 is involved in protein metabolism and amino acid utilization. Here's another nutrient in beef that is often overlooked: carnitine. Beef is the richest food source of carnitine, a compound that helps your body transport fatty acids into your mitochondria, where they can be burned for energy. When your body can efficiently use fat as fuel, it spares glycogen in your muscles and spares muscle protein from being broken down for energy. Carnitine supports optimal energy production, which supports better workouts and better recovery. Now, I specifically recommend lean beef rather than fatty cuts. Lean cuts like top round, eye of round, sirloin, and tenderloin provide all the protein and nutrients with much less saturated fat. While moderate saturated fat intake is fine for most people, keeping it reasonable allows you to eat beef regularly without consuming excessive calories or saturated fat. One common concern about beef is that it is unhealthy or increases disease risk. The reality is more nuanced. Processed meats like hot dogs, bacon, and deli meats have been associated with health risks, likely due to the preservatives and high sodium content. But unprocessed lean beef, eaten in moderation as part of a balanced diet, is not associated with the same risks. In fact, lean beef provides nutrients that are difficult to obtain in adequate amounts from other sources, especially for older adults. How should you prepare beef for muscle building? The healthiest methods are grilling, roasting, broiling, or pan-searing with minimal added fat. Season beef with herbs, spices, and marinades rather than heavy sauces. Let the meat rest after cooking to allow juices to redistribute. Do not overcook beef, which makes it tough and less enjoyable. Medium or medium rare retains more nutrients and is more tender. How much beef should you eat? For muscle building, I recommend eating lean beef 2 to 3 times per week. A 4 to 6 oz serving per meal is ideal. This provides substantial protein along with creatine, iron, zinc, and B vitamins. Combined with other protein sources throughout the week, this frequency gives you the benefits of beef without overdoing it. One more point about beef versus eggs. While eggs are excellent, beef provides several nutrients that eggs lack or contain in much lower amounts. Creatine, heme iron, and carnitine are all much more abundant in beef. For older adults who need every advantage to build and maintain muscle, beef is a superior choice in these respects. Part 3. Chicken breast. And this lean poultry is one of the most effective proteins for building muscle. Chicken breast has several advantages over eggs that make it particularly valuable for older adults fighting muscle loss. Let me start with the basics. A 4 oz serving of skinless chicken breast provides about 30 to 35 g of pure protein. That is nearly double the protein of 4 large eggs. But beyond just the quantity, chicken breast provides this protein with almost no fat and very few calories. This makes it ideal if you need to increase protein intake without adding excessive calories or saturated fat. Chicken breast protein is complete, containing all the essential amino acids your body needs. It is also extremely bioavailable, meaning your body can efficiently digest and absorb it. Chicken protein is absorbed at a moderate rate, faster than casein, but not as fast as whey. This moderate absorption rate makes chicken excellent for any meal throughout the day. One of the key advantages of chicken breast is its leanness. 4 oz of skinless chicken breast contains about 140 to 160 calories and only 3 to 4 GI of fat. Compare this to eggs. 4 large eggs contain about 280 calories and 20 kilocalories of fat. While the fat in eggs is mostly healthy unsaturated fat, the calorie difference is significant. For older adults who need to maximize protein intake while managing total calorie intake, chicken breast is a more efficient choice. This leanness also means you can eat larger portions of chicken without consuming excessive calories. If you need 30 grams of protein in a meal, you can get it from 4 oz of chicken breast for about 140 calories. To get 30 grams of protein from eggs, you would need 5 eggs, which would be about 350 calories. That is more than twice the calories for the same amount of protein. Chicken breast also provides several important nutrients beyond just protein. It is a good source of niacin, which is a B vitamin that supports energy metabolism. One serving provides over 50% of your daily niacin needs. It contains vitamin B6, which is involved in protein metabolism and amino acid utilization. It provides phosphorus, which is important for bone health and energy production. And it contains selenium, an antioxidant mineral that supports immune function and thyroid health. Here is something important about chicken breast for muscle building. Because it is so lean and protein-dense, it allows you to structure your meals in a way that optimizes muscle protein synthesis. Research has shown that older adults need about 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal to maximally stimulate muscle protein synthesis. With chicken breast, you can easily hit this target in a single serving. With eggs, you would need to eat 5 or 6 eggs to reach the same threshold, which most people find difficult to do consistently. The versatility of chicken breast is another major advantage. It has a mild flavor that adapts to almost any cuisine or preparation method. You can grill it, bake it, sauté it, poach it, stir-fry it, or slow cook it. You can season it with virtually any herb, spice, or sauce. It works in salads, sandwiches, wraps, bowls, pasta dishes, soups, stews, and casseroles. This versatility makes it easy to eat chicken breast regularly without getting bored. Chicken breast is also relatively affordable compared to other high-quality protein sources. While prices vary, chicken breast is typically less expensive per gram of protein than beef, fish, or lamb. This makes it accessible for people on tight budgets who still want to maximize their protein intake. One consideration with chicken breast is that it can be dry and bland if not cooked properly. The key is not to overcook it. Chicken breast is done when it reaches an internal temperature of 165 degrees Celsius. If you cook it beyond this, it becomes dry and tough. Using a meat thermometer is the best way to ensure perfect doneness. Marinating chicken breast before cooking adds flavor and helps keep it moist. Even a simple marinade of olive oil, lemon juice, garlic, and herbs makes a huge difference. You can also brine chicken breast by soaking it in salted water for 30 minutes before cooking, which helps it retain moisture. Another technique is to pound chicken breasts to an even thickness before cooking. This ensures they cook evenly and do not dry out on the outside while remaining undercooked in the thickest part. You can also slice chicken breast into strips or cubes, which cook faster and are less likely to dry out. For meal prep, chicken breast is excellent. You can cook several chicken breasts at once, store them in the refrigerator for up to 4 days, and use them in various meals throughout the week. This makes it easy to have high-quality protein ready to go whenever you need it. How much chicken breast should you eat? For muscle building, I recommend eating chicken breast 4 to 5 times per week. A 4 to 6 oz serving per meal provides 30 to 50 grams of protein. This, combined with protein from other sources, helps you reach your daily protein target of 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. One more point about chicken breast versus eggs. While both are excellent lean proteins, chicken breast provides significantly more protein per calorie. This makes it superior for situations where you need to maximize protein intake while controlling calories. For older adults who often have reduced appetites and cannot eat large volumes of food, chicken breast allows them to get adequate protein without forcing themselves to overeat. Spirulina. Now I know this is going to surprise and possibly confuse a lot of people. Spirulina, The green algae supplement. Yes, absolutely. Let me explain why this unusual protein source is so incredibly powerful for muscle building, especially as we age. First, let me address what spirulina is. Spirulina is a type of blue-green algae that grows in alkaline lakes. It has been consumed for centuries by various cultures and is now widely available as a dietary supplement in powder or tablet form. And when it comes to protein content and quality, spirulina is absolutely extraordinary. Spirulina is about 60 to 70% protein by weight. That is more than any other natural food. For comparison, chicken breast is about 30% protein by weight. Eggs are about 13%, and beef is about 26%. 1 TBSP of spirulina powder, which is about 7 greaser, provides about 4 grams of protein. That might not sound like much, but when you consider that spirulina is typically taken in addition to other protein sources, those 4 grams add up quickly. But the protein content is not what makes spirulina the #1 muscle-building protein. What makes spirulina superior to eggs and every other protein on this list is the unique combination of properties it possesses. Let me walk you through them. First, spirulina protein is exceptionally bioavailable. Because spirulina is a single-celled organism with no cellulose cell walls, your body can break it down and absorb the protein with minimal effort. Some research suggests that spirulina protein has a bioavailability of over 80%, which is higher than most plant proteins and comparable to animal proteins. Your body can use spirulina protein extremely efficiently. Second, spirulina contains all the essential amino acids, making it a complete protein. This is unusual for a plant-based protein. Most plant proteins are deficient in 1 or more essential amino acids, but spirulina provides all 9 in adequate amounts. In fact, spirulina is particularly rich in several amino acids that are important for muscle building, including leucine, isoleucine, and valine, which are the 3 branched-chain amino acids that play critical roles in muscle protein synthesis. Third, spirulina is absorbed incredibly quickly because of its simple structure and high digestibility. Spirulina protein enters your bloodstream rapidly, creating a spike in amino acid levels similar to whey protein. This rapid spike is ideal for triggering muscle protein synthesis, especially after exercise, when your muscles are most responsive to amino acids. But here is where spirulina becomes truly unique. Beyond just protein, spirulina contains compounds that directly enhance muscle function, recovery, and growth in ways that no other protein source can match. Let me explain. Spirulina is exceptionally rich in phycocyanin, which is the compound that gives it that blue-green color. Phycocyanin is a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compound. Research has shown that phycocyanin reduces oxidative stress and inflammation, both of which interfere with muscle recovery and growth. By reducing inflammation, spirulina creates an optimal environment for muscle building. But phycocyanin does something else that is remarkable. Studies have shown that it can actually enhance exercise performance and reduce fatigue. People who supplement with spirulina can exercise longer before reaching exhaustion. They report less muscle soreness after workouts, and they recover faster between training sessions. All of these effects support more consistent training and better muscle gains over time. Spirulina is also one of the richest sources of gamma-linolenic acid, which is an omega-6 fatty acid that has anti-inflammatory properties despite being an omega-6. Most omega-6s are pro-inflammatory, but GLA is unique. It actually helps reduce inflammation and supports overall health. This is particularly valuable for older adults who often have elevated inflammation levels. Spirulina provides substantial amounts of iron, about 2 milligrams per tablespoon. This iron is in a bioavailable form that your body can absorb relatively efficiently. Remember, iron is essential for producing hemoglobin and delivering oxygen to muscles. Adequate iron supports optimal muscle function and prevents the fatigue that comes with anemia. Spirulina is incredibly rich in B vitamins, particularly vitamin B12, thiamine, and riboflavin. 1 TBSP provides a significant portion of your daily needs for these vitamins. B vitamins are crucial for energy metabolism, protein synthesis, and red blood cell production. For older adults who are at higher risk of B vitamin deficiencies, spirulina is an excellent way to ensure adequate intake. Here is another extraordinary property of spirulina. It contains compounds that support immune function and reduce systemic inflammation. This is important because chronic inflammation is one of the primary drivers of muscle loss with aging. By reducing inflammation throughout your body, spirulina helps prevent the accelerated muscle breakdown that occurs in inflamed states. Spirulina also provides a significant amount of magnesium, which is essential for muscle contraction and relaxation. It contains calcium, zinc, and potassium, all of which support muscle function. And it provides a range of antioxidants beyond just phycocyanin, including beta-carotene, zeaxanthin, and various polyphenols. The combination of high-quality protein, rapid absorption, anti-inflammatory properties, antioxidant protection, and performance-enhancing effects makes spirulina the ultimate muscle-building protein. No other protein source provides this complete package of benefits. How should you use spirulina? The most common form is powder, which can be mixed into smoothies, juices, or water. The taste is admittedly unusual. It has a slightly seaweed-like earthy flavor that takes getting used to, but when blended into a smoothie with fruit and other ingredients, the taste becomes much more manageable. Spirulina tablets are another option. You can take several tablets with water and avoid the taste entirely. However, you would need to take quite a few tablets to get a meaningful dose of protein. So, tablets are better suited for getting the other benefits of spirulina, rather than using it as a primary protein source. For muscle building, I recommend adding 1 to 2 TBSP of spirulina powder per day to your protein shake or smoothie. This provides 8 to 12 g of highly bioavailable protein, plus all the additional compounds that support muscle health. The best time to take spirulina is around your workouts. Have it before training for enhanced performance and reduced fatigue, or have it after training for rapid amino acid delivery and anti-inflammatory support. You can also take spirulina between meals as a way to boost your total daily protein intake and provide your muscles with a steady supply of amino acids throughout the day. When buying spirulina, look for organic spirulina from reputable brands. Spirulina is grown in water, so you want to ensure it comes from clean sources and has been tested for contaminants. Third-party testing is a good sign of quality. One concern some people have is whether spirulina is safe. Spirulina has been consumed for centuries and has been extensively studied. It is generally considered safe for most people. However, people with autoimmune conditions or who are taking immunosuppressant medications should consult their doctor before taking spirulina because it can stimulate immune function. How does spirulina compare to eggs? Eggs are an excellent whole food protein with many benefits, but spirulina provides a more concentrated protein source with faster absorption, powerful anti-inflammatory compounds, and performance-enhancing properties that eggs simply do not have for rebuilding muscle quickly and efficiently, especially as we age. Spirulina is the superior choice. So, there you have it. The top 7 proteins that rebuild muscle faster than eggs. Greek yogurt for sustained amino acid delivery. Cottage cheese for overnight muscle support. Wild-caught salmon for omega-3s and vitamin D. Whey protein for rapid absorption and leucine. Lean beef for creatine, iron, and zinc. Chicken breast for lean, efficient protein. And spirulina, the ultimate muscle-building protein that combines complete amino acids with anti-inflammatory and performance-enhancing compounds. Eggs are wonderful, But they are not your only option, or even your best option. Diversify your protein sources, include several of these superior proteins in your weekly routine, and give your muscles everything they need to stay strong, functional, and resilient. Building muscle after 60 is absolutely possible when you eat the right proteins. Say goodbye to old age and hello to strength. If this information changed the way you look at your daily protein intake, please subscribe to our channel and like this video. We are uncovering the science of longevity that often goes unnoticed. Let's build a stronger future together. Our next health treasure will be revealed soon.